Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Dr. Roland Lamola, will pave the way for Tuesday's presidential BNC, where President Bola Tinubu and the South African counterpart, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, will jointly lead discussions. Nigeria's delegation to the ministerial meeting includes Ministers of State for Defense, Women Affairs, Industry, Trade and Investment, Agriculture and Food Security, Communication, Information and Digital Economy alongside the Comptroller General of Nigeria Immigration Service. In the meantime, the government at the center has seen the need for collaboration with the South African government to ensure the certification of geologists and other professionals in Nigeria. The Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Bianca Ojukwu, made the appeal during her remarks as co-chaired by the 11th Nigeria South Africa National Commission Ministerial this Monday. Ambassador Ojukwu highlighted the long-standing relationship between the two nations since the Commission's inception in 1999. She made it known that Nigeria had prepared a memorandum of understanding for South Africa's consideration aimed at enhancing the global competitiveness of Nigerian mining professionals. The current administration in the Gateway State has consistently focused on the speedy development of Ogun West Senatorial District due to the age-long neglect of the zone by previous administration. The governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, gave the explanation on Sunday during the grand finale of Orona Day celebration held in Elaro, noting that the zone was not given the needed attention despite being the largest non-oil revenue earner and food basket of the state. Governor Abiodun affirmed the importance of the zone as it is the home to the Agbara Industrial Estate with about 500 industries. He stated that his administration has commissioned at least one road in each local government in the zone, adding that the construction of the lane of the Atom Bisada and Barador carriageway has been completed while efforts are on to complete the second lane, while reassuring of commitment to infrastructural development. The governor called on the people to partner the government in development activities as governments cannot do it alone. The Ogun State House of Assembly will introduce electronic legislation to ensure that members of the public get well informed about the activities of the Assembly. The Speaker, the Right Honorable Oludaise Lemide, stated this in an interview with lobby correspondent Dele Ogunleye. The Right Honorable Elemide, who spoke ahead of the commissioning of the refurbished House of Assembly complex, said the House will also introduce e-library. According to Mr. Speaker, the move is to ensure transparency as there is no secrecy about the legislative arm of the government, while commending Governor Dapo Abiodun for making the renovation of the House of Assembly a reality. He assured that the lawmakers will continue to work hand in glove with the executive arm for the development of the state. There is a need to incorporate Western education into the curriculum of Islamic schools in Nigeria for students to have knowledge of formal education. The Secretary General of the Ogun State Muslim Council, Alhaji Kamaldeen Aketunde, came up with this at the finale of the 39th Ogun State National Quranic Recitation Competition organized by the State Standing Committee on Musabaka held on Sunday at the Ijebu Central Mosque. Alhaji Aketunde observed that the high rate of out-of-school children is one of the challenges of the country, submitting that it is high time madrasas combined Islamic, Western, and skill education. In a welcome address, the chairman of the State Standing Committee on Musabaka, Engineer Abdulmajid Abdul Hamid Omotayo, informed that Ogun State, which hosted the competition in 1997, is projecting to host the competition again in 2027, 30 years after affirming that the state will be well represented in this year's competition being hosted by Kebbi State. Speaking on the importance of Musabaka in promoting Quranic literacy, a lecturer at the Department of Law, Christian University, Abeokuta, and participants at the National Quranic Competition organized by Ogun State in 1997, Barrister Abdul Latif Abdul Bashir had on the importance of Islamic education for a prosperous society, urging Muslim parents and guardians to balance Islamic and Western education. Still on the state Quranic recitation competition, a case has been made for the regular payment of fees in Islamic schools to ensure improved welfare of the teachers. According to the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, Mrs. Miriam Oloko, financial aspect is important as Islamic schools needed to be well managed according to the Islamic doctrine, just as the incorporation of Western education in Islamic education will lay a good foundation for the children morally and spiritually. Contributing, the chairman of the occasion, Honorable Wega Isiaka, who was represented by Dr. A.K. Ahmad, Dr. Senu Abdulatif, and Barrister Otukoya, commended the organization for promoting Quranic education, emphasizing the need to encourage the study of Islamic and Arabic education at the higher education level as students now shy away from studying the course. Mr. Abdul Ghaffar Abdul Rahman from Ijebu Division, who said the winner of the competition went home with a cash prize of 1 million naira with a mattress and pillow just as other winners in various categories were rewarded in cash and the annual further to 24th of December 2024 at the Grotto Arena. Bouncing castle, trampoline, and other instruments of fun have been provided for children to enjoy the visit to OGBC Father Christmas. The chairperson 2024 OGBC Father Christmas Committee, Mrs. Mukbilola Omoni, let out that fantastic gifts that fit each age groups are already on ground for children. She therefore called on parents and guardians to bring the children to OGBC Father Christmas Show for a fun-filled Yuletide at Ibarra Housing Estate, Abeokuta between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. Ministers of God have been admonished to stand firmly rooted in the view of the church as God has handed over to them by Christ. The District Coordinating Council of the Lafayette District of the Christ Apostolic Church, Pastor Isaac Oluwatosin, made the call on Sunday at the 68th anniversary adult harvest and induction of new superintendent of the Christ Apostolic Church, Mount Zion, Totoro Headquarters. The man of God urged the congregation to let go of their pursuing worldly things will lead them nowhere except the seek after the love of God. He challenged the congregation to search their conscience and see what God has called them to do, which they have abandoned, saying it can only be well with them when they follow the instructions of God. The new Totoro District Superintendent, Pastor Jacob Akinloye, in a remark promised to adhere strictly to the mandate and uphold the legacies of the founding fathers of the church, while wishing the entire congregation happy 60th anniversary. The church was founded in 1964 by late Prophet Samson Adewale, who, according to the children, left a legacy for dedicated service of God, as manifested in the fact that majority of his children are even grandchildren stars of God. Highlights of the 68th anniversary was a play by the youth of the church, song ministration, among others. A 5-day open-air crusade organized by Christ Apostolic Church, Okeano, Lafenwa, in Mekot District Headquarters will hold from this Monday to Friday. A statement by the host, Pastor S.I. Olabisi, who is also the Imeko District Superintendent, as it that the crusade will take place at the church premises from 5 p.m. daily. The theme, according to the statement, is Mercy from Above, with Prophet Okweoluwa David as the revivalist. It adds that gospel artists, including Igbala of Faith, drama ministry, and lady evangelist Ike Lomotaiwo are expected at the crusade, urging members of the public to come and be partakers of God's mercy from above as the year winds down. On sports, Head coach Augustine Iguavon has invited a total of 30 players to camp at the Nigerian Football Federation activities. Its commitment to ensuring the qualification of the Super Eagles bid for next year's African Cup of Nations. The eighth edition of the Continental Championship reserved for footballers plying their trade with clubs in their country's domestic leagues is scheduled to come up in February 2025 in Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. Kano Pillars midfielder Rabiu Ali is among the players called alongside Remo Stars goalkeeper Kayode Bankole, Rivers United defenders Stephen Mayu, and Abia Warriors Sunday Megu. All the invited players have been told to arrive camp in Ikene on 4th December 2024. That was the news across Nigeria on OGBC, packaged by Chris Ubu. For exclusive programs and the latest news updates, visit our website at ogunradio.ng. Follow us on Facebook at Ogun Radio Abeokuta and on X at OGBC 90FM. You can also listen to OGBC on the Radio Garden